Hello everyone, and I'm back. So today here is a review on the Neca Part 5, Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning Dream Sequence Jason. So here he is. Now let's go first over the packaging. Here's the front, the side, the other side, the top, the bottom, and the back. Pause the video if you want to know a brief description of the movie. And you, of course, get an inside flap of what you get in this figure. Anyways, here's Dream Sequence Jason in all his glory. So here he is. Now, let's go over the painting. Painting overall is pretty good. But I feel like it's a little bit too wet. But then again, it was wet in the movie. Now, as you see, here's one mask where you barely see his eyes. In the movie, you can't see his eyes. But as you see, it is dirtied up. It has no chevrons and has some bits of no dirt, but that's it. The neck is more pinkish, somewhat color, brown, I don't know, but it has no meaning to be racist, but it has that color. He has the hair or brain. I always like Jason without hair, so yeah, but he has that and the weird hunchback like neck, and he has the axe hit from 4, well, not from 4, the axe hit from 3, the machete hit from 4, right there, embedded to his skull. Pretty brutal. And then we have Jason's work shirt, which is normal. Very, very wet. In most of the Friday movies, when Jason has a consistent green shirt, he has this, it's always green, so it's more of a dark green color, almost black. As you see, it has some paint chipping of yellow. It's not clay, it's probably paint chipping. You see, here are his arms. His arms are pretty good for what you're getting. As you see, you can even see the sleeves are not even fully closed up yet. So you can see some bits of his skin popping out. Pretty nice for him. And he also has the very long nails, which aren't painted at all. But then again, this is a dream sequence, so there's not that much attention to detail. His legs are more of a brown color. Again, very wet and dirty, which is pretty decent. I don't know why, but the butt is not even a bit weird, but why is it not that much dirty? Kind of weird I said that. The shoes are fine. They're pretty decent. I wish they were dirty though, like in the movie. Now I move on to let's move on to the accessories painting. Here's the Jason Voorhees tombstone. So this is before the actual Jason Voorhees tombstone. He has the dirt, and then it says Jason Voorhees. There's paint bleeding on it, and it's made out of wood. Very nice piece, though. And then we have the weaponry. Let's go over the weaponry and the other accessories before we go on to the juicy part, which is the hands. We have Jason's axe, where it has a wooden handle. Not that much painting, but that's fine. It has the blood, which is good. Pretty decent blood effect. I always get confused. Why is an axe like this? But okay. The this is not a corkscrew. I don't know what this is. It's probably Denby calls it a screwdriver, but it's not even a screwdriver. It looks like a corkscrew, but anyways, that's the, what is it? This is the corkscrew. Pretty decent paint job. Very sharp. Pretty decent as well. What you're getting, you get the split hand, which is from 4. It has some blood on it, and I thought, for one thing in the promotional images, I thought this would be a switch-out arm and not a hand. That was before I got into the Friday 13th figures. And, of course, that holds the machete, which is very clean. Not the same one from part 4, where it was brown, so, yeah. Then we move on to the juicy part, which is his accessories for his heads. We have the worm eyes, where it's more dirtier, same head, but with the worms that are permanently stuck there. Whoops. You could also see no intentional molded black holes, unlike most of these. I wonder what we look like. I think it will look like part 4, Jason. Then we move on to the normal mask, where it has a different skin tone, representing human Jason before, the zombie stuff. I would call this, like, the pre-zombie Jason. It's technically the dream sequence or hallucination Jason. But anyways, this is the regular mask, which looks smaller, but has the noticeable blood. And the blood is dripping down to the eyes and to the bottom of the mask. And then we have the inclusion of the poster variant. Not that one, but the poster variant, the VHS cover. So you get this, and it has this, which, very interesting. And it has red eyes, like in the poster. Now for articulation, this guy is the standard Neca Jason. Not as limited compared to the remake, but pretty posable. So head is on a ball joint. You look up and down, tilt side to side, lean side to side, and 360. Arms are on the 360. In and out flapping motion, bend at the elbow, bicep swivel. A ball joint, kind of, if you want to call it that. I don't know what you call this. Maybe a barbell joint on the hands. Well, not really, it's a barbell joint, but whatever. And it has some decent movement. The waist is what kind of concerns me. I know you could probably barely see it, but there's actually 2 pieces of articulation, so he can fully bend down and fully go up. You could also 360 it, but I am not risking that. I don't want to break it. His leg can kick up that far, move back that far. Pretty decent spread. A bend, 90-degree bend, 360, and not that much posability on the feet. Posability is fine on the feet. It's not the greatest on the feet, but it is a standard Neca Jason. Now, moving on to the accessories. As I said, he has the tombstone, the corkscrew. I don't even know if it's a corkscrew. It's probably a screwdriver or something. The axe, the machete, and the split hand, of course, and the other heads. So, how to remove this? Mine, it's kind of easy, but if you want to do it, hair dry the head and the other heads, just to make sure they aren't as tight. But here is worm eyes, which I won't be displaying it with this. I'll definitely be displaying it with this head or with the dirtier mask. Might display it with this. The axe goes, well, the machete goes here, slides right into his hand, and then, oh boy, move on to the corkscrew, and there's a flat surface right there to fit right there. So it looks like he's holding the corkscrew. And then he has a axe that fits right into his hands, but it kind of sits loosely on his hand for some reason. And if you want to switch out the hand, I suggest you hair dry the figure first, because that peg Looks kind of thin for a figure, but I'm gonna have to have minimal effort. Right there. There is his bloody hand. And you can even put the machete there. This is also compatible with part 4, so you don't have to worry that it won't be attached. It's just the peg is, I have to like somewhat squeeze it in because the peg was so painful to plug. But anyways, I'll just put him right in the middle as I get my ruler. So he stands roughly around 8 inches, kind of. And he fell. So I don't have any figures to compare it with, but overall, this Jason, if you want to start with a beginner Jason, this is one I would get. He doesn't have, you don't have to worry about that much stuff. He doesn't have that many stuff. He has a pretty decent paint job. I think way too slimy, but, you know, he is pretty good. But it's one of those Jasons I somewhat forget about. He is overall, like, it's just a dream sequence Jason. I know a lot of people were, like, a little bit complaining as to Neca. So, oh, this Jason, this is in part 5, and this is not part 5, this isn't Roy. It's basically dream sequence Jason. You have to rewatch the movie, but, yeah, I think this is one of the more... But if you have so many Jasons, I mean, I see some value. But then, at the same time, I barely see it as well. Because it feels unnecessary. So, it's your choice. But otherwise, I recommend this Jason figure. Despite the problems it has. Despite, even though I have some problems with the waist and stuff like that. So... thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Discord server will be in the link description below, along with where you could buy this figure. And I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.